Hey everyone, on today's episode of Prison of Love, we're getting serious. There's been some pushback that things are a little too easy in here. So you know what? We're gonna roll some dice, see what shakes up, and Bloodworth's coming in to pay the piper.
Daniel Bloodworth stands accused of jury tampering, stuffing the ballot box, witness intimidation, and fraud. It's time to settle an old grudge.
Bloodworth? You got snake eyes. Do you know what that means?
Guys.
There's been some backlash, Blood, that I'm going too easy. That the prison is actually a haven.
All right.
Not today, Blood. You wanna know why? Because some grudges never die.
Grudges.
Uncharted 4. A Thief's End. Daniel Bloodworth.
Oh, wow.
Daniel Bloodworth, you stand accused of stuffing the ballot box.
What?
Of witness tampering. Bloodworth, tell me 2 things great that you can remember about The Last Guardian.
The interaction with Trico and the way that it learns as you play through the game. And the other thing I really loved is just being up in like high places and just like tracing the path of like where you came before, like all the places you were before.
Very impressed with that answer, Blood. That was immediate. You caught me off guard. I was not expecting it. What if I were to tell you that I believe Uncharted 4 Thief's End is underrated?
Okay.
That this is an underrated video game. Do you think I'm crazy?
I don't know. You gave it 5 stars, so.
I'm not underrating the game. I think it's a masterpiece. I feel like this game kind of got dismissed because it didn't really reinvent anything. It just refined something that had been done numerous times before.
Right. You got the grappling hook, whatever button that was. No, it's not that button.
And that's one of my least favorite criticisms for anything, Bloodworth. That something needs to innovate to be heralded as a masterpiece. Do you think refinement can be a substitute for innovation?
I don't know if I would say refinement, because like Uncharted isn't just about refinement. Like it's pushing things forward.
Yes. It's
just things that people aren't maybe necessarily always think about or consider. Like it's, you know, like a lot of the gameplay loops and world design and stuff, like maybe not anything new, but in terms of like what they're doing with animation and like, you know, yeah, just like like that little signature Nathan Drake touch the wall thing, you know, like it's easy to make fun of sometimes, but like a lot of characters just don't do that.
I love you, Bloodworth.
It's really funny. He's like, you just throw me into like
throwing you in, because this is a nice cozy part. This is one of my favorite things. You're cruising around with your brother, investigating this lost pirate city. This is one of the most memorable areas and moments of recent memory in video games for me, and I wanted you to go back, check it out, because I can't really tell you personally one thing other than trying to get Trico to eat some barrels. Can't really tell you much about Last Guardian. In case you're confused about the Last Guardian situation.
Yeah, you haven't even explained that.
When Easy Allies did their goatees, this is what happened. Daniel Bloodworth sends a few sketchy messages in Slack.
What?
Which is our program to communicate when we're not working. Bloodworth sends a few sketchy messages about like, okay, it's between Last Guardian and this or whatever. Okay, it's Last Guardian. That was it. Ask Ian to confirm that is exactly how it went. Mark my words. I will never forget. Make it right. We're trying to make it right now, Blood. When did you know The Last Guardian was your game of the year, Bloodworth?
Yeah, I think it was pretty close to the ending. Like the final couple chapters in Last Guardian.
Yeah.
Like really like hit home for me.
Yeah.
A lot of emotional payoff there. But no, I think one of the things that kind of sealed the deal for Last Guardian for me was I really came to this conviction that like, I don't think we're gonna get another one of these. I don't think I'm ever going to get anything like this game ever again. Whereas I feel like Uncharted 4, I mean, you know, you talk about like the greatness of refinement and stuff like that.
Yes.
I feel like, you know, in some ways, like The Last of Us 2 is the greatness of refinement on Uncharted 4. You know, it's a very similar template that, you know, we are going to make better and better and better, whereas Last Guardian is like, nobody's going to do this again.
But doesn't that tap into my theory of Uncharted 4 being underrated because of what you just said? Where we just expect to get more of these? We expect Naughty Dog to just crank out 10 after 10 after 10. That's always what it felt like to me, was that this game, above all else, was taken for granted. But time will tell.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. Time will tell if history is kind.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely a lot of appreciation for how they wrap up this story.
Bloodworth, what does Game of the Year mean to you?
Like, I'm hanging. All right, now what do I do?
Hold on one, maybe? Yeah.
There we go. I thought I did that a little bit. But yeah, so it's weird because, like, I think you get, like, two different veins of thought that can go through your head, right?
Yes.
Because there is, you know, what is the quote-unquote best game, you know, the best executed game.
Yes.
And then there's also, you know, what game feels like it's, you know, defining and is going to, like, when you look back on when somebody says 2020, like, what is that game, right?
Yeah. Oh, God. Nice punch. Bloodworth ready to blast some people. Oh, look at that buddy right there. Jolly co-op with Sam. Oh, yeah, grenade. Look at Bloodworth moving. There you go. Top 10 grenades in video games. I'm putting Uncharted on the list.
Oh, yeah?
100%. So, Blood, I'm very curious because I take goatees so seriously.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things to do ever. It's not a joke.
The deliberation?
Everything about it. Everything it represents. Picking a game. It's not just like fun and games for me. It's like I really try to be as critical as possible for goatees. Blood, what's the most contentious goatee you've ever been a part of? Tell me about it.
Contentious.
Tell us all about it.
It's weird because it's uncomfortable for like a kind of a strange reason because I was uncomfortable because I wasn't in the room.
What?
For the year,
Explain.
it was like when the year there was like Uncharted
Here we are.
2
Knew it. Of course.
versus like whatever Call of Duty game was that year.
Oh, Uncharted 2. I thought you were going to say Last of Us GTA.
No. And I just was like, whatever reason, I was not in that meeting.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, okay, that's okay. It's going to Call of Duty, I guess.
So wait, Call of Duty was Game Trailer's goatee?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what was funny is I think when Uncharted 3 came out,
It was like a makeup call.
I don't know if it's necessarily a makeup call, but that's what we gave it to. The easiest one that I ever remember though, and maybe I remember because it was like one of my first, like the first year or whatever.
Yeah.
At GT was like Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
We're like, I think we might have even done it before a lot of the other categories because like everyone, like unanimously across the board.
Yeah.
Which is Mario Galaxy.
Yeah. I feel like that was almost the case with God of War pretty much, where it was like, God of War, God of War, God of War, God of War, okay, God of War. Right? They kind of felt like that. Were there any times you were disappointed? Do you hold any goatee grudges? Where you're like, that should have won.
That like Witcher versus Bloodborne year.
Witcher 3 versus Bloodborne,
became
okay.
like this defining thing for me and Ian. We're like just suddenly like, I can't talk about video games without Witcher 3 and Bloodborne coming up.
That was the year I didn't want to vote.
But what's even funny here is like, yeah, what did we end up, did it end up going to Witcher? I don't even remember.
It was Bloodborne.
It was Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you feel now? Years later, do you think Witcher got robbed?
Bloodborne is really iconic.
Hell yeah.
I think that's, to me, like, in terms of, like, all of the From Software games, like, that's the thing that really stands out with Bloodborne is, like, that is that game, you know, and, like, and it plays like Dark Souls in some ways, but, like, it's really, its own different thing in terms
beast.
of vibes. Yeah.
Nice kill. There you go. Getting the melee down. Bloodworth, what's the most important thing for you with a game of the year? If you were to say one thing.
I mean, I know you're not gonna like it, but I think it comes down to like comes down to vision, really. Like,
Vision, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, like we were talking about innovation and stuff.
I like this. I like this.
Yeah, and I think it's that idea that like you are like executing on a vision that is, you know, not something that is, you know, gonna be easy for anyone else to do as well.
That is a very nice answer, Bloodworth, and I really appreciate that. Bloodworth, man, we're wrapping up. I did want to get emotional for a second and tell you thank you.
Oh?
For always looking out for me, Bloodworth. Always looking out for me, man. You're always helping me with my writing. Bloodworth, if you, like, didn't wear so many hats, I don't know where the hell I'd be right now, man. So thank you.
Yeah,
From the bottom of my heart, man. I love you, bro. Always looking out. Bloodworth, respect him. Getting things done. Poking people. Getting contacts. Getting codes. You got any codes right now, Blood?
Dude, the Terminator guys still haven't written me back, so I don't. You might have to buy that game.
Trying to get some codes here. But Bloodworth's on the case. Bam, headshot.
Yeah, invisible headshot. Couldn't see him, but I shot him.
That's all of them. Bloodworth, you did it! You did it, Bloodworth! Victory. I loved your answers, man. I'm gonna need one more answer, though. Uncharted 4 Thief's End. Do you want to stay and play more? Or do you want to leave? The choice is yours.
I gotta start Sekiro. We're gonna get out of here.
Damn it, Bloodworth!